It's time for Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. Live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. During the next 2 hours, our experts will help you with your gardening questions when you call 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. Or come by Milberger's during the show and have your question answered in person. And now it's time for Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 930 a.m. The Answer.
And welcome to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 930 a.m. The Answer. What a difference a week makes.
Can you turn it up a bit?
Sure, I can turn it up or down.
Mine was loud.
Turn it up, really? You need it more? Okay.
Yours is not. Yours okay?
No, mine was really loud.
You're almost all the way over there. You okay? Got it? How's that better?
Yeah.
I think he sounds good now.
Okay. Well, welcome to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. Again, I'm Milton Glueck along with Dr. Calvin Finch, Mark Peterson, ready to talk gardening with you. And maybe you want to know what to cover with the weather coming up, and maybe you want to know what didn't make it, and maybe you want to know my horror story.
I do.
I know.
I want to hear it.
Okay, do you want to hear my horror story?
I guess so.
You sit by a fire.
You've been saving it.
I know I have been saving it. Okay, so I've learned a valuable lesson about whopper begonias.
All
right. So it was. I'm classifying this experience. I have 3 of them in big old clay pots, heavy. Can't bring them in. Okay.
But are they pretty?
What's that?
Are they pretty?
They're
clay pots.
Oh, yeah. No, they're just normal,
All right.
terracotta type looking things. What made them pretty was the whopper begonias. So we were we determined, Laura and I, that at 24, while they looked great at 34, 24 might not be good for them.
24 is?
Oh, the temperature that's coming up.
On Monday morning?
Yeah.
Or Sunday night, Monday.
Yeah, and then it's, let's see, Sunday night, low around 26. Monday night, low around 28. Oh, man.
So, yeah, but we've been working, you and I have been working under the 24.
22 for Tuesday night.
Oh. Ooh.
And 29 on Wednesday night. So, Laura had a great idea. What if you took them, and we kind of did this with Vinny the Vinca, and you dug them up and you put them in smaller pots that we can bring in the house. That seemed like a great idea. Why are you looking at me that way, Calvin?
Oh, I was just thinking of your history in the past. Did you forget it and leave them in a trunk or something?
No. Vinny worked out great. Vinny lived for a long time. So I got some smaller containers, little plastic ones, and I did the first one. Okay, there were 3. And I learned a valuable lesson. 1, whopper begonias are brittle. So I'm trying to pull it up by the stem, holding it.
Okay, by the stem.
Yeah, and
not by the root ball.
No, by the stem.
By
so
the stem.
It's like breaking and cracking and what?
Go on.
Okay, so what I did actually was I did then learn and kind of dug underneath it and put it in the pot, and then I just buried the begonia stems in the soil, hoping they'll come back maybe.
Oh, yeah, if they got some roots on them, they'll come back.
Okay, so we'll see what happens. But so that one went to the back. We're going to water it and bring it in the house. Okay, the second one, second one, I got a spade and I started digging around the root ball and popped that one out, but it didn't pop out smoothly again. And so it broke up into different pieces, but I got a lot of it out, like 50%. Is that a lot?
Yeah.
Okay. Then came the third one. The third one broke my heart. I got that little spade. I dug all around there. I gently lifted it up. It was doing great. I was so proud of myself. I put it it was in a hanging basket pot for the temper. It fit in perfectly. It was like, oh, this is wonderful. I'm now very cockily Is that the right word?
Well, yeah.
I'm very proud and a little arrogant.
Arrogant is the word.
Yeah, and I'm walking to the backyard, at which point the little whopper begonia goes, ah, poop, and tips over in the pot and then falls to the ground.
In the small pot.
Yes.
Okay.
And falls to the ground. So I have now whopper stuff all over, but I did pick that one back up, put it back in, cover it in soil, so we'll see what happens. But I don't know.
All
right, well,
technically they will all survive as long as they're out of the cold.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right. Second thing.
So Pat, we're coming to you in a minute.
Notice the roots? Did you notice the roots that were on the begonias coming out?
I think so.
Were they white?
I think so.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You don't want brown.
And that root ball was huge, considering it was a small plant to begin with. That root ball was the size of a hanging basket, that deep and that wide. So we'll see what happens. Pat,
I'm going to leave mine.
Are you going to see what happens?
Yeah.
I bet I'm going to be really upset if yours do fine.
I decided I'm going to cover my cyclamen, though, for
blooms?
Yeah, for that, especially that
Okay.
22 degrees is going to, they'll have trouble getting through that even when they're in sheltered area.
Well, I hope yours make it. If yours, I'm going to be upset a little bit if yours do with me, and that I should have just given it. But we'll know better next time. So we've got a controlled experiment now. Calvin's leaving his out. Mine are now in. So
good.
Although they're broken up into little pieces. Pat is on the line at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Pat, what's going on?
Well,
Turn it,
the trees that you have been suggesting over the years in the front of the yard are doing well. We did the watering just like you talked about, and some of them are in year 4, some year 3, 2, and 1. I have an area in the back, and we're going to start planting in the back. No more room out front, and we're going to dig a trench. So I got a guy with an excavator right here today.
Okay.
You can probably hear the beeping way in the background. And so it's 150 feet, 150 foot long fence line, and we're out in the country. So there's nothing behind me. So the guy with the excavator said, well, how deep do you want the trench? And I thought, well, I don't know, but I think I'll call Millburgers. So I just want to know. And and as I was joking earlier when I got on,
so
whatever you tell me. Whatever you tell me to plant.
Okay, that's a great question, great idea. I like it. So what are you going to plant? What were you going to
He wants advice.
Oh, you got trees. What trees were you going to plant?
Well, he wants advice on that.
Oh,
yeah. There you go.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
I should tell you the whole story. Okay.
Uh-oh.
The whole story is this, without getting too much information. 9 years ago, my oldest lost her youngest in an accident, and so every year I plant a tree. And so it really doesn't matter. We would like to have a mix of trees in the back. Some of them that produce nice colors, like a red maple would be great. The only thing I'm not going to plant is a live oak, because I've got like 30 of them on the property already.
And
so
about
it'll be a mix.
30,000 more. 30,000 around your general area, probably.
Are you sure you want a red maple?
I'm gonna convince him otherwise. I'm gonna go for the different one. I'd rather have you do a big tooth maple.
Yeah, and I said red maple. I meant to say red oak, but
a red oak.
Good.
Okay.
Oh, good. That's my favorite.
Yeah, there you go. So it'll be a mix, and I'm probably only going to put in one a year for the reason I said a few minutes ago.
Okay.
But we got a big property and out here, a lot of cliche and clay.
You got clay, and you got caliche, and you got marl, kind of a caliche rock mix. So
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. You know the area.
I know the area. Yeah. So going back. So the size of the tree, it's either going to be a 5 or 10 gallon, which means it's going to be about a foot or a little bit more of the container size. And what we want you to do is make sure that the top of the container, or top of the root ball, actually, may not be the container, that it should be about 1 to 2 inches above grade. Okay. So these things will sink. Now, what most of the time the operators of the crane, they want to go deep. They want to go like 4 feet. No, you don't need to do that. In fact, I'd probably prefer you go shallow. No more than 3 feet.
But you would want me to go 3 feet deep?
No more than 3 feet.
Yeah, but if you're going to plant, depends on the size of the root ball you're going to plant.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm figuring. He's going to plant about a 10 gallon. 10, 15, I'm sorry.
So he won't have to go 3 feet.
No. So you it's not going to be a clean trench. In other words, you're just going to loosen the soil.
No, I was going to excavate the soil and backfill with whatever I needed to backfill with.
I wouldn't do that. I'd make a shot or excavate a little bit and then dump and keep the old soil right in there. But dump some compost in, some organic matter. But the point that Calvin and I want to reiterate is that the top of the root ball is going to be a little bit higher, so you may have to add some more soil to that bottom to get it up high. Right?
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Yeah. And when the time comes, I'll be talking to you guys. All right. I don't usually come in on the radio. I'm usually there live.
Yeah.
But, so all that's good. So all we're doing today, we're not planting anytime in the next couple of weeks. All we're doing today is we'll excavate the trench. We'll go down about roughly 2 feet. That shouldn't be hard.
Yeah.
And then we'll strip the rocks out, so to speak, and let the soil go right back in there.
And you got lots of wonderful choices, even in that
That's I was going to convince you. Come on by, so we can convince you of all the different ones. Yes, I know. You usually come by.
Yeah, we will be coming by. As you might imagine, I'll be coming by with my wife to make those decisions. I'm not authorized. I'm authorized to dig the trench, but I'm not authorized to do much beyond that. So I'll bring the boss along when it comes to picking out the type of tree. Yeah,
well, make sure you got the trench in the right place, first of all.
Meaning, what does that mean?
Well, what the boss wants at the appropriate distance.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You don't want to go, fill that one up and make a new one.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no.
I have known that to be happening, to have happened.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you so much.
Thanks, Pat. We'll
see you around.
For you in the spring.
Extremely helpful. As always. Thanks,
good deal, man. Thanks. All right, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867, the number to call to be a part of the show. I'm glad Pat kind of lifted our spirits after my sad Whopper begonia story. I'm still kind of in trauma from that.
Yeah, but that's a typical Whopper begonia.
Yeah, no, sorry. I'm just teasing. Oh. All right, 210-308-8867. Let's see. Did I have another story to tell you about my gardening experience? I was trying to remember. No, but you pointed out something today in the paper.
All right. I was reading the paper this morning, and I was reading, what do you call this? This Week in the Garden. And I was reading the little bullet points, and I noticed that there was a word missing out of the second bullet point.
Oh, besides that.
Or second paragraph.
Yeah.
It said, some that will work here are. All the choices are great. But I suddenly realized that it was some evergreens that will work here. And that's very important.
Or conifers.
Or a conifer. One of the two. But a word was missing.
Which is it's difficult sometimes. A lot of folks love to have conifers, and it's not easy to do it here.
No,
the typical one is Arizona cypress. When
That's one of our
Seems to
favorite
work.
ones. Your nice favorite ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the other ones, Aleppo pine, Italian stone pine, Deodar cedar, Montezuma cypress, Arizona cypress. So, those are all great ones, but we don't like my favorite evergreen tree of all time is eastern white pine.
Oh.
But we can't grow it down here.
Oh, okay.
That's sad.
There was something else I was going to ask you if we could grow down here, but it'll come to me. I should take some notes when I'm thinking.
I had discovered back when I was in University of Minnesota Forestry School, I had discovered the record Norway pine. Of course, the record. The minute I found the record, all the students in the class started. They found a bigger one even, but those pines are wonderful, and spruces, and we got a few that work pretty well.
There's a big tree organization in Texas, and earlier this week, someone found this photo of me next to the largest ash juniper or mountain cedar.
Oh, wow.
And someone said, "Is that Mark Peterson?"
From the New York Times or from...
No. The Mark Peterson, the Mark A. Peterson.
Oh, okay.
And I said, yes, that is me standing next to the state's largest and probably the world's or the national champion, because ash juniper doesn't extend out of Texas.
Isn't that the tree that causes all that?
All that sneezing and coughing and wheezing.
Yeah. It's no wonder he's got that.
Yeah.
And that was an older picture when I looked like one of the tan Teletubbies. That was one of the unknown Teletubbies.
Goodness.
So
I didn't know you were part of that.
Yeah. Back in the 90s, I was part of that.
Okay. All right, let's do this. Let's take a quick break. And the thing that I was going to talk about, we're going to talk to Edmund Pruski after this, hopefully, find out what's going on over there. But also, you were talking about my pineapple, and I'll share where my pineapple is now.
Do.
Sharon, I hope you're listening. You've inspired me. 210-308.
Now that you wiped out those begonias. Huh?
Yes, now that the poor begonias are spread in a trail to my backyard. All right, back in a moment with more of Milberger's Gardening South Texas right here on 9:30 a.m. This is The Answer. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. All right, we've talked about the weather, and it's going to get cooler, and that means it's a good time to go to Pruski's Market.
All right, how much do you bet that they're going to tip that over?
Oh, I don't know, because you can get all kinds of... Well, let me ask Edmund. Edmund is on the line from Pruski's Market on Highway 87 in Atkins, Texas. Hey there, Edmund. Is this good stew and chili and all that good weather?
Evidently, because I think everybody...
I don't hear Edmund.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Now I can.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's the comfort food season, that's for sure. Stew meat, chili meat, pot roast, everybody cooking pot roast. We've got oxtails if you're so inclined, shank soup bones, great Amish homemade style noodles to go into that noodle soup. So yeah, this is
that sounds good.
Week. Oh, it's delicious. They're great. You bet. Yeah, they're awesome.
So what is your favorite for cold weather? What you got?
You know, a pot of stew or a good pot roast. That's my
Ooh,
right
that sounds
there.
good.
You bet. But if it's tamale time, of course, big pot of chili and some good Alfonso's tamales that we have in the store, and it's hard to beat. That's
everybody liked the tamales at the event. They went over really, really well.
What do you do with the oxtail? That used to be a big... My wife is from South Africa, and they used to eat that all the time. Well,
absolutely. They're great for stews and soups, actually. But to make a good beef broth out of oxtail, some of the very best. Good, rich flavor. They're incredible in soup.
Even if I remember it, it's
beef.
almost used like a pot roast somewhat.
Huh.
Oh, yeah, you can cook them. Absolutely. Yeah, we used to put them on the pit, wrap them up in foil, onions and potatoes and some carrots in there, and wrap it and just set it on the
Ooh,
pit.
that sounds good.
And let them slowly steam inside there on the side of your smoker or something. They're fabulous. You bet. The flavor's just really, really good.
Hey, Edmund, what types of kielbasa do you have right now?
Oh gosh, we have, of course, our fresh kielbasa is the mainstay. That's our flagship right there. Is our fresh sausage. So we've got the pepper jack cheese, we've got jalapeno cheese, we've got lightly, I call it my Kosciuszko style. It's
All right.
Yeah, if you're gonna boil it and wrap it in a piece of white bread with some pickles or chow, that's the go-to right there. It just has a light smoke if you want to boil it in a pot. Great. And then, of course, a variety of smoked sausages, our hot links, our regular smoke. We've got a variety of smoked sausages. Our cheesy potato smoked sausage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, Calvin is shaking his head.
We've got potato sausage fresh in the counter also. We do our fresh over the weekends, have it in the case.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Our potato sausage in the counter.
And there's also a big game coming up pretty soon.
Well, that was what I was asking. So I was where I could prepare some kielbasa for a celebratory Detroit win tonight.
Oh, tonight. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
You know, I think you're right. I'm if I was a betting man, and I am, I would probably roll with the old Lions. Yeah. Dan Campbell, you got your Aggie up there, so we're rolling.
Absolutely.
Are the Saints out of it?
Yeah, that's the last time I'm listening.
They're almost out of the league.
He's still laughing his butt off.
Yeah, sorry, Edmund.
Yeah,
I led you astray.
Yeah, you did. That's what happens when I listen to the younger boys. Huh?
Don't listen. What else should folks find there if they go today or tomorrow to kind of...
Our dried sausage. It's snack time, too. Our dried sausage is just really, really popular. Slice it. Charcuterie boards. We putting together a good board. We've got our own pepperoni that we make, our dried salami, dried sausage, our snack sticks. We've got our dill pickle snack sticks. If you or the kids are dill pickle fans, our dill pickle snack sticks are really popular. So we've got a variety of things that you can set out for snacks. That used to be our Sunday go-to is some dried sausage with some nachos and some of that good old brat cheese melted on top. You bet.
Okay. Well, tell everybody how to get to Pruski's right there in Atkins, Texas. You're open today till 6, right? 6 or 5?
Yes, sir. We're open till 6 today and 9 to 5 tomorrow. So come on out on Highway 87. If you're on Loop 410 coming on around the east side, take the Rigsby exit. Come on out. We're about 5 minutes out. If you're on 1604, take the Highway 87 west, and we're 3 miles inside of 1604, right there at the corner of FM 68. Look for the Valero fuel sign. That'll be us.
Yeah, and you'll enjoy it, I promise you, and you'll be back time and time again. You got to have a lot of repeat customers. It's so much fun, and the quality is so good.
I always made fun of you that both your listeners would come to the store on a regular basis.
Are both of them coming?
Both of them. Yeah, they've been coming in. But now, there's a lot of folks that come in and say, oh, gosh, we heard you on the radio. We listened to Milton and the guys at the garden sale. We love Bill Burgers. We go there. We come out to Pruski. So it's all good. You bet, a lot of them. You've got... Man, I would need more than 2 hands and both feet to count all your listeners now, Milton. They're all going out.
Well, maybe you've helped us a little. Thank you,
Edmund.
Edmund.
Let's hope so. Thank you, guys. Stay
it's
warm.
It's always fun. Yeah, and PruskisMeatMarket.com is the website. PruskisMeatMarket.com. All right. 210, he's a lot of fun. 210-308-8867. You're going to go to kind of, did you... is that your tradition now to get stuff before the Detroit game so they win? Is it a good luck thing?
No, it's not. But I'm thinking that they may need a little. I think those Commanders are pesky.
It's on tonight.
You have to keep a sharp eye on that. That gate. What's his name? Caden Daniels.
All right.
Yeah, he's good.
What else should we talk about in terms of the gardening? The big thing is the cold weather. Should I tell Sharon what I've done?
Yes.
Okay, so Sharon, you've inspired me.
Now explain a little bit of background.
We talked to Sharon, and I wanted advice on how to grow a pineapple from a pineapple. So Sharon called in, and she played expert on that. She told me, see if I've got this right. Anybody can call and correct me. We're going to cut off the top with all the green on it. Someone told me to pick some leaves off the bottom, I think. So I did that just in case. No harm done. And then I've dried it now for a week. And I think she said go 2 to 5 weeks of drying it. And then I'm just going to put it in some moist soil in a pot. Does that sound right?
Yeah. Don't get overzealous.
Yeah.
Oh, with what?
I mean, don't stand above it watering every 15 minutes.
Okay.
You don't have to follow Mark's formula for this.
No, not for this. No,
not for this?
That's for trees or in shrubs. Mm-hmm. But, no. Moist.
Okay.
Moist, not wet.
Moist soil. Moist.
Yeah, not wet. Not sopping
And how
wet.
big a pot am I going to use? Bigger than a gallon? Bigger than a...
How big you want the bottom?
I don't know.
Well, they'll get top heavy if you don't have some.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 3 gallon would be nice.
3 gallon is good?
Well, number 3s.
Number 3, yeah. We don't do 3 gallons anymore. Okay. So, Sharon,
but
thank you for your advice.
You can do. I've seen the ones.
And I think Dave gave us advice too. Oh, really? Okay. Well, I can do ones. I got plenty of ones.
Then you may you may upgrade.
Yeah, just one side. Okay. But it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
What did Dave?
Dave did the same thing. Dave called us and gave us some advice on that too. But I think he had other plants he was going to try to do. So this will be my first adventure in produce growing from the store. Because man, if you watch one video on Facebook, you will be inundated with things. I can grow pomegranates. I can grow peppers. Oh, I have another question about peppers, but I think I may need Trace for this. But yeah, they're all doing it, and so I don't know. I'll try the pineapple. That seemed pretty foolproof.
Yeah, well, no, you don't want to do peppers now.
Now? Okay.
Yeah, we had a caller last week.
Yes, we did.
I forget who it was, but he inferred he was doing peppers in a container. Mm-hmm. And I kind of looked over at Calvin, and I went, I kind of rolled my eyes.
A little too early?
It's a little too early.
Okay. Yeah. But when would we normally plant them? Late February?
Oh, gosh, no. Late. No. You want to wait.
They're hot.
Oh, really? We wait even later?
April 1st is not too late.
Oh, okay. Holy cow. Uh-oh, because I have some, too. I planted some little pepper seeds. Not ours, but...
In general, the bigger, like the bells, the Anaheims, we do a little bit earlier, like in April.
Okay.
And then the hotter ones in May.
Okay.
May, June.
And I will... I don't know what I'll do. I again, with my adventure, I took a pepper that we had eaten, had all the seeds still on it because we cut off the top and pulled it out, and I literally just shoved it into a pot. And nothing happened, and nothing happened, and nothing happened, and nothing happened. And then nothing happened some more. And then it sprouted, and all the little seeds have sprouted. So we're just protecting it inside. So.
Yeah,
But I feel like I have to separate the sprouts. Should I separate it or just feel like I'm lucky enough?
You eventually need to separate.
Okay.
But they're not going to. It's not going to be a lot of action.
Okay.
They're inside, aren't they?
There was a lot of action when we got kind of that warm winter stuff. That's when they all sprouted, and they're inside now, so they're not gonna do much. You can. These things, they keep popping up about all the stuff that you can grow from seeds. Just take them out of your apple, and in a week from now, you'll have an apple tree.
No.
I don't believe that.
No. Now, a lot of those things are fun. I mean, I remember my little brother. Yes, he is my little brother.
Yes.
But when he was in elementary school, we did the avocados.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we could do it in Michigan, bright sun in the house for a while.
Okay.
See what root development occurs.
Now you're probably not going to get out.
They grow fast, too.
I think you kind of
takes over the kitchen.
Yeah, and said, now, are we going to get avocados? No.
If you were in San Antonio and you grew even a Haas or, something tasty, Would
Yeah.
it develop tasty avocados in San Antonio? And the answer is probably not.
Probably not. Okay. What kind of avocados, Trace, do they recommend for San Antonio?
Mexican varieties.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
Lila, Joey, Pancho, Mexicola.
There's one more.
And they all have some. There's more than that, but that's just all I remember off the top of my head.
And we have those, right? We have some?
We do. And
Okay.
you can even get to them. They're in the greenhouse.
Yeah. Oh, good. Okay.
Remember when we used to go? Which town?
Divine.
Divine
Divine.
avocados. Yeah.
For years.
I think he's still. I wonder if he's still doing that. He should call us and tell us if he's still doing that. Did you ever get stuff from him?
2021 was not a great year for avocados.
Oh, wasn't. Oh.
Wasn't a great year for anything.
For freezing. Yeah.
True. That's true.
Well, speaking of the weather, Trace, you want to address the cold elephant in the room and talk to people about what they should do?
Well, when in doubt, if it's in a pot, you pick it up and move it in. The extended cold makes a difference. So if you are going to haul it into a garage and we're that cold for 2 or 3 days, your garage is going to be just as cold as it is outside. So you got to take that into consideration. If it's not insulated or heated, certain plants that are more tender need to make it all the way inside.
Okay.
And if it's in the ground,
That's what y'all are doing. You're bringing them.
well, we're in the business to be pretty.
Yes.
So we do a little more than what the average person would do.
Well, and you can't afford to lose inventory either. You're protecting
That's
it.
our paychecks.
Yeah. So, but the good thing is that I know that after the freeze, that these plants that I get at Millburgers will have been protected.
Correct.
Okay.
And even the stuff that we know that won't have an issue, we're still going to cover it.
Good. With like what?
Yopon holly,
Okay.
Burford holly, Texas sage. Basically, we're going to cover everything with the exception of the crepe myrtles and the fruit trees and shade trees.
I was going to say, and the shade trees. Now, Trace brings up a good point.
Way to go, Trace.
Yes, he is. Not only is it going to get in the 20s, it's going to be in the 20s for how many days did we figure? 4, 5?
I was figuring. Let's see.
It's not going to. At least the
It's not going to
forecast
stay
doesn't-
there like it was in 2021.
Yeah,
it's going to go up.
It's not supposed to be there for the full.
It doesn't tell me
24
how
hours.
many hours. You were watching an hour to hour. Did it say how many hours it was going to?
Well, when it was the 18 they were calling for a couple of days ago, it was well over 24 hours in a row.
Oh, really?
But
Below
now
freezing?
Now they've changed it to 2022, and I haven't done the math yet.
Okay. So, yeah, I got...
It's hard to go to 22 though, and not have 6 or 8 hours.
High on... That's true. On Monday is 38, it says. Chance of snow or sleet before 9 p.m. on Monday night. Down to 28. 40%. A chance of precipitation on Monday night is 60%. And then chance of snow or sleet Tuesday before noon. Chance of precipitation, 40%. And then 22 for the low. Although Trace saw lower. 29 for the low on Wednesday. 33 for the low on Thursday, according to weather.gov. So,
what is that one show the
what?
The hour by hour?
On
a lot
not
of
real
phones.
well. Hold on.
Most of the hour by hours only go like 3 days out.
Yeah, hold on.
That's going to say, we have it on our phone. And that one does it by hour by hour. But
Oh, yeah,
only
you
a
can
few
look on
days.
your phone?
By a week.
But the hour by hour only goes like 3 days out.
Did you hear my sad story about my whopper begonia?
I heard my name, and then I also heard something like you were going to go to the extent of digging up plants.
Yes, that's what we did. That's what I did. It was a good idea.
Until it wasn't?
It was poorly executed. They kept falling over, and I didn't realize that whopper begonias can get kind of brittle. But the listeners are tired of hearing that story. But Calvin's not going to cover his, so we're going to see what happens, whether I did a good thing or not. All right. 210-308-8867 is our number, 210-308-8867. We are going to take a quick break and come back in just a moment, 210-308-8867. Then you're going to give us the hour to hour? Oh, okay.
Did you?
No, you don't have to. I didn't. I thought you put your phone like, oh, okay, I got it. All right, back in a moment on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 210-308-8867. So, Trace, I have a question for you on, I don't remember if we've had this before, but somebody was telling me about it, and it's like, oh, they're great, and I love them when they go to H-E-B. Hatch chilies, do we ever get those as transplants?
We did last year because we started buying from a few other sources. So we did have them last year.
Oh, good. Okay. Did they grow well here?
It's a pepper.
Hatch chili? Yeah. Like the New Mexican chilies that you roast?
The famous Hatch chili that, Central Market comes by and promotes them. And
So theoretically speaking, probably late March or early April is the best shot at it.
Okay. Late March, early April. Okay, cool.
Peppers like it hot.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. That's what made me think of it. Was somebody called last week, plus I have some peppers that I sprouted. All right. 210-308-8867. What else is going on, Trace? I'm guessing maybe you did your thing on cold today, your trading?
Yes.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we talked about today that we I don't think we addressed on here was most of the cold comes from the north. So whatever protection you're doing, the north side needs to be pinned down or rocked down or weighted down a whole lot better than the south side. We talked about things that shouldn't be in the ground that people put in anyway, and before they cover, they should pile up some mulch on the trunk.
Oh, okay.
We also talked about watering before the freeze, not during the freeze.
Yeah.
So we even readjusted a few of our employees to come in today to help water instead of tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, I did mine this morning.
It's kind of a...
Oh, you did yours this morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a bit of this discussion about the water and when to water is kind of a technicality because, I always talk about, what you need is a long-term, regular watering program, and then your plants are in good shape. But you can't let them dry out either in there.
Right.
And, when a plant is in a container and you get some warm days or the sun comes out during the day, they can easily dry out.
Yeah, that's right. So tomorrow may not be, probably not beneficial, but today with a nice sun and sufficient watering that they're not stressed, they would be very happy with some water.
So in the yard too?
Nah, well,
I would probably do it, but again, remember you can't use your irrigation system. You can only use it by hand for the lawn, and then I would give the plants.
I put my wife out there with a water hose yesterday.
Yeah. I was going to say good timing, sir.
So we procrastinated on putting our rye out. So I just put the rye out Thursday. So she watered it yesterday.
You should need to be watered.
Rye seed
today,
or
yes.
Yesterday and today would have been very good days.
So put it out.
Yeah. Oh,
they
water.
They
love
both. Yes.
Yeah, they love a cool sunny day.
Yeah.
Ooh, this would be perfect.
Oh.
We have rye here, don't we?
No.
We have annual.
We have none.
No, none. Okay.
So historically, by December 15th, anybody's going to do it. It's already done it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we always would go back to the well one last time, and that's what we would sit on for the next year and have to get it dated. So December 15th is the cutoff. We don't buy any more after that.
Okay.
Darn, it would have been a lovely segue.
It does have a, just like packages of seed, there's an expiration that has to be retested on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always a hassle.
Okay.
If the rodents don't get to it first.
Yeah, I did forget about that. I apologize.
You want to talk a little bit?
There are a lot of things that have come in now, though. You mentioned fruit trees.
Yeah, lots and lots of fruit trees. Not all of them, but one vendor, and I believe the next vendor was going to be coming this next week, but it may be postponed.
Okay. Oh, because of the...
Yeah,
or just got postponed.
I don't think they want the drivers on the road.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So what's come in? What,
Peaches, pears, plums, apples.
And this time of the year, you always get the whatever is recommended for an area. You got your best choice right now.
We got in some Shantung maples. Nice caliper on them.
Okay.
The 5-gallon, I believe, are going to be on that other truck that's MIA.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were asking me kind of what makes getting a tree at Milberger special. And I said, well, like if you take the fruit trees or other stuff, Milberger's is a local nursery, so they're sensitive to the fact that they want their customers to be successful.
Yes.
So they're selling you things that they have a track record of success. Number two, they're taking better care of them here than maybe a big box store might. But yeah, so the varieties that people find, they can feel confident that these are the tested.
And we do give them the information. There's a QR code out there that they can pull up, and it tells something about each variety, including chill hours. Chill hours are
that's right
on peaches. But we sell peaches way south, and we sell peaches way north. So I always suggest that you find out from your county extension to find out what your average chill is before selecting peaches. For sure.
Well, in this climate, though, you want some variation.
Yep.
You got
if you go to Fredericksburg, you don't see 5 varieties of peach trees. You see 50 varieties of peach trees because they want to ensure themselves a crop every year.
Yeah.
So do you have a recommended variety that you like? I think you do.
Well, I like Florida
King.
Okay.
And in the old days, June Gold and
June Gold, Tex Royal,
Sam Houston,
La Feliciana was always a staple.
Yeah.
Are peaches hard to grow? I don't think they.
No, they're not the.
Are they fairly forgiving?
There is some input, so they do require spraying.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, they do. That's an understatement. They do.
And we would like to do.
I don't want to scare anybody.
Yeah. They're spraying for what?
Well,
yes.
Insects?
Insects, fungus.
Okay.
And it's different things, different times. So, like now you'd be
not only
doing
fungus, it's bacteria too.
Oh.
Dormant oil is what they'd be spraying now.
Are they? Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay. Is there a more forgiving, less vulnerable peach?
No.
Well, in my opinion, right now, the Florida King is the easiest to grow and the most consistent. But some years, if you got a really cold year, then you got a bunch of them that'll do well, and then you got a really warm, don't have much cold weather in the winter, then you got a lot of them that won't do well. So you have a kind of go with the mix, and hopefully the weather is most years the weather will produce a few that have just the right amount of cold.
And
weather.
you don't need 2 peaches to.
No.
Two trees.
It's best.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Best practices.
You get better production if they are blooming at the right time.
Okay.
So buddies, in my mind, should be within 100 chill hours of each other.
Who told you?
Buddies?
Who told you that you needed 2 kinds?
No.
Is that why I did not make any money on my 25 acres?
No.
It's not
You
what
will
anybody
always
said.
get, because peach is a rose and a perfect flower, you always get fruit. You get better production many times with 2 different species.
I would like to see that research someday.
Yeah.
I would.
You bring it in tomorrow.
All right, I will.
Okay.
It's a
Because
challenge.
It's a challenge. We've thrown down the peach gauntlet. Yeah. What other trees are, for novices like me, what's a good fruit tree besides citrus, which I do like citrus?
Figs are
figs
simple.
are great.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Pomegranates. Very little input. Not a whole lot of output.
Okay.
But very little input, and you still get some production. Plus, they're pretty.
And there's some plums that do really well.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What type of figs do we have? Do figs come in yet, the new figs?
No.
But they're coming in.
They're coming.
Okay.
There's, probably pretty soon.
Yeah, they're a great plant.
We're about a month away from Valentine's, so the roses come in?
We do have figs. We just don't have the big selection of figs.
Okay. So they can come and get them. If I get excited and I come in today and get something, just kind of keep it in the house keep it protected for a couple of days?
It depends on what.
What's that?
It depends on what.
Oh, okay. Good point. Yeah, if I get a fig tree.
If you get a fig tree, I'd probably wait.
Okay.
But, it is just a fancy mulberry, so if it's not too stupid cold, they don't have any issues.
Okay.
And blackberries are easy to grow.
Ooh.
Yes, blackberries.
What did we say? Kiowa or Brazos? Brazos was the old
Brazos
one.
is the old one.
Are they the Memorial Day bloomers? Why do say they're blueberries or blackberries bloom on Memorial Day, if I remember right?
I don't know
I don't have
about
that calendar.
blueberries.
What's that?
I don't have that calendar.
308.
Well, yeah, but there's so many
8867.
varieties of both of those species.
Okay.
So they vary.
Is there any news in blueberry for San Antonio? I know we had Tiff Blue.
Pretty much all the articles are written about Tiff Blue because it's self-fertile.
It's still
okay.
it's still a real challenge to grow, though. You do best if you grow it in a container, and you have to play with the soil, and it just and acidity for a blueberry is really required. They don't.
Yeah, that's why we used to do them containers and do the half peat and the okay.
But they're beautiful plants.
Nowadays, we just suggested by the purple bag of soil.
The purple lobster. It's the same company, but maybe different
right.
product. And what is the purple bag called?
Acid-loving something.
Yeah.
I can't think of it either. What it is?
No, I think that it's a plain name like that. Acid-loving soil or acid soil.
Huh.
Something like that.
Okay.
That's why we go by the purple.
But Milberger's got every kind of soil in a bag that you can think of. Yeah.
Hence, that's why we go with the purple bag.
The purple bag. Ask for it by name.
Yeah.
Ask for Trace.
We're
Say
very
you want the purple bag you heard us talk about.
Yeah.
And then, let's see. I'm trying to think of other things to grow that are pretty easy. And yeah, citrus, so you're recommending if it's in the ground, mulch it up to the...
Past the graft.
Past the graft, okay. And generally where the graft is going to be pretty close to the soil?
The big knot down towards the bottom.
So you're going to pile up at least a foot.
At least a foot?
Yeah. Make sure.
Foot up or foot wide?
No, foot up.
Foot up, okay.
As an emergency, you can use some old blankets as your mulch there, too.
Same thing.
Right at the base.
A cone at the base.
Okay.
That way you're ensured you're above the ground.
Of course, the lime and the lemons, they need attention to the top. And
okay. And are they generally grafted? Limes, no, maybe?
No. Most of them are.
Most of them are?
Yeah.
The exceptions are the satsumas, the Arctic frost, and orange frost.
But those are all grafted now, too, unless they bought it five years ago.
I got an old
one.
6 years ago.
Yeah. Yes, you are correct.
Okay. So just don't take any chances.
Better be safe than sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
The remarkable thing is, though, that as sensitive as the limes and the lemons are, they generally don't convert to the rootstock. You get a lot of frozen damage, but you also get a lot of opportunities to start again.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So the limes and lemons a little less than, say, the satsumas on going back to the rootstock?
No, the satsumas have
did I hear
less
it the opposite way? Okay. Yeah.
In general.
And when we have a lot of, I know you've protected them so we don't see them.
We have 5 of each in the greenhouse.
Okay. So, yeah, they can come get them now. When we'll got to take a break in a couple minutes, but when we come back, we can talk about things that are on sale, too, here at the nursery. Lots of cool stuff on sale. Still have Christmas items on sale at 90% off.
Yep. Not too many left, but still a great deal.
Yeah.
Looks like in front of me, looks like a lot of hollies and other shrubs.
We load up on stuff that most winters we don't have to protect. So we get it in now and not have to worry about it.
So I think there's a lot of dwarf yopine out there?
There's a fair amount of dwarf yopine.
Okay.
There's what's the common
dwarf Burford holly?
Burefords, a lot of Burefords.
Milton?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to.
Okay.
Even though we don't have to. But since I don't have all this other stuff to protect, I've got the cloth.
Yeah, you got the cloth.
And I've got the bodies.
Do you move them into the sun a little?
No.
Okay.
But we're not covering tonight. We're going to cover it tomorrow.
All right. 210-308-8867. Going to take a quick break and come back in a moment. Give us a call. Tell us what's going on, what's got you concerned. 210-308-8867. More in a moment with Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. Dr. Calvin Finch, Trace Hazlett, Mark Peterson. I'm Milton Glueck. This is 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
We're back with Milberger's Gardening, South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. Come out to visit or call us at 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. And now back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. It's a beautiful day. Not a cloud in the sky here at Milberger's. A little breezy, but that's okay. And it's I bet it's warm in the sun. What's the temperature, you think?
64.
64?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look in a minute.
But I wasn't looking at my phone.
Okay, let's see what it says. But 210-308-8867. Trey said he's been getting a lot of calls. 62. About people and what to cover, what not to cover. And you said it really depends on... Okay, so if it gets down, which way should we go? This way or
the
this
colder
way?
it gets or the longer it gets there, the more protection is needed.
Okay. So...
starting tonight.
Yeah. I don't have to cover any of the cold crops, do I? If I got lettuce here or spinach or cabbage or...
You want it to look pretty?
Oh.
And consumable? I mean, is it going to kill the plant? No.
Okay, but it's going to die down?
Even our snapdragons will, and our stalks will get some blooms knocked off, but they'll bloom again a little later.
Yeah, my pansy still hasn't come back yet.
Really?
It hasn't bloomed again yet. Maybe it's a sun issue. But it looks green. It's got lots of green on it. It's but yeah, I need it to bloom again.
You just have one pansy?
I bought 2. Poor Trace.
Well, at least you bought a pair.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he's doubled his.
I know, doubled my normal one. Normally, I go, well, how much? If I only want half a pansy, how much is that? Yeah, and then they call you and you kick me out gently. Milton, get out. But yeah. Let's see. So
what's happening over there, Trace, in terms of the blooms that are in the?
Yeah, what are you loading up on the cart?
Oh, we're going to take all the bedding in. So it's amazing. Some people don't want to shop when it's cold. So we're going to have a rack of cyclamen, primrose, and alyssum inside.
Oh.
We're going to, by the registers, we're going to have a rack of snapdragons, a rack of pansies, one rack of herbs, and one rack of vegetables, and then the rest will go into the greenhouse.
That's a smart idea.
So the better selection is going to be in the greenhouse, but some people won't want to walk that 40 feet.
Yeah, it's not very far.
Yeah, but there are people that won't do it.
It's okay. That's a good idea, though, because if they come in, and then, no, that's cool. We mentioned the Christmas items that were on sale. Let's see. Holiday cactus still?
Yes, in the greenhouse, though.
50% off. All sizes. Oop, I got to click on see all sales here. Oh, and we can talk a little bit. David's we got the blood drive coming up on the 1st, right?
Sounds right.
We got a huge 3 or 4 months of classes.
Yeah.
Between milkweed and David's variations and all kinds of marks, all kinds of programs that a lot of them here at Milberger's and a lot of them that Milberger's is co-sponsoring.
They will probably be on the website then, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So
some of them are.
They're all supposed to be on there.
I can look and see, but 90% off all Christmas decor. So I put up my snowman yesterday.
I put up Scully.
Scully?
So she puts out a skeleton, one of those 12-foot skeletons.
Oh.
And then she dresses it for Christmas. So it goes up for Halloween, and it doesn't come back in till first of the year.
Okay. Oh, but what about for Valentine's?
Well, we could.
Yeah.
She could dress it that way, but
a little Cupid with wings and a bow and arrow.
There are people that do that.
I know. I've seen them.
But not us.
Not y'all.
No.
Okay. Calendula.
We've got them.
Yep. On sale in the 4-inch pot.
They're doing very well still.
Are they?
Yeah,
Okay.
I am surprised. Yeah.
You are surprised?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I noticed that Mark had mentioned that when we talk about Snapdragons and stocks, and he says, well, are the calendula still? So
Yeah.
I've had great luck with calendula. They're
I'm just used to them earlier in the fall and earlier in the spring. So.
and the stocks and those blooms
Let's
are just
see.
continue to. The fragrance is so wonderful.
They're in the 4-inch for $5. And then cyclamen you mentioned, and they're on sale for $20 in the 4-inch. What did I see? I was going to call you again at a big box place. I saw. Oh, y'all had your pansies, by the way, bigger, fuller. I saw them on sale at the same price for someplace else, and they're like 2 inches tall. It's like, just go to Milberger's, people. Lantana in the number 1 pot, $6.88. Oh
that
yeah, I used to
purple?
look over there.
It's in the greenhouse.
Yeah.
That's a purple or white praline?
Yes, and others.
Okay.
Okay. Great.
So February 1st, Milberger's February blood drive. The South Texas Blood and Tissue Center will be here. You can register at the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center site, or just go to milbergernursery.com, and it'll get you over there generally. And then you get a $10 gift certificate for offering to give blood, even if you're turned down. And then they always have nice prizes from the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center. And it's so important. I'm guessing, too, holidays plus cold weather probably means a lot of people have not given blood. So maybe we'll try to reach out to them and find out. But it's always holidays. Milberger's has timed their blood drives well. It's always, again,
It's every 3 months, isn't it?
Well, but it's always when there's a need. So, like, when it warms up, say, in March, which would still be in the same quarter, it may not be. There may be more people donating, so just letting you know. Just a thought. Looking at the events. When is I see the blood drives on there, but I did see Calvin's thing. Oh, it was on a list. And you're going to be on the 22nd, I think. Does that sound right? 222?
Well, let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't remember
That's
where.
it's the rodeo tomato.
Huh?
Rodeo, potting up your rodeo tomato.
Yeah.
And they are ordered.
Oh, good.
Okay.
The hums.
There's 2 Saturdays. They're scheduled.
Ordered.
One here at Milberger's and one at the Education Resource Center. And then the months after that, March and April is when we'll do the all the milkweed programs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that debate continues. It's on. I saw a presentation about half the researchers were saying that there's no shortage or reduction in monarchs. The other half were saying there's a desperate reduction in. So overall, I mean, we got a lot to learn, and these classes help us learn. But also, the best idea is just to do the best you can to provide them some pollen plants and some milkweed for breeding, and that'll help maintain that population, at least if they're worthy of it.
I'm trying to remember the list.
What does cold do to the chrysalis? Anything?
Actually,
It challenges it, but
I don't know if Lou told us it changes the color of it of the chrysalis. Am I remembering correctly?
now if they depends on what if they survive the 30 days in the chrysalis, and the weather's okay when they get out, then they got a good chance of surviving.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But still, if this time of the year, it's tough.
Oh, yeah. It's unnatural.
But we got gardeners that are reporting that they're still seeing.
We had last week. We had I'm trying to see if I can find his name. We had someone who had, I think,
Greg
3 of them.
or Tim, or is it?
I'm trying to remember. But yeah. So I think he had 3 of them, and he was going to bring them inside. Does that sound right?
Well,
yes, that sounds the scenario, but I can't.
Yeah.
And the I think the staff here at Milberger's had reported
they found some too.
That they seen flying. We haven't seen any new caterpillars for a while, but they still seeing flying monarchs. It's a debate whether they're trying to still migrate or if they're just content to try to survive here.
Well, yeah, that's kind of like what I think. What was it? What Monica said that if there's more stuff here, they're just kind of training themselves to no reason to leave. But I don't guess they like 26 degrees.
Oh no, they wouldn't like that.
No. Okay, well I can't find the thing. You'll have to call us back if you still have if you put them in the house. I can't find who the caller was. All right, 210, yes sir. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867, the number to call to be a part of the show. What you worried about? What do you kind of... Are you worried about covering? We still have the...
Well, we haven't...
Plenty of cover.
We haven't...
I did saw a whole roll.
Oh, did the blankets come in?
No.
Okay.
They weren't going to be here for that first freeze. So
okay, then.
When I came in here, there were 2 gardeners in the front up there buying the insulate.
Oh, good.
In the package containers.
Yeah, you have them by the roll and by the package, right?
Yes, cheaper by the roll.
Okay, explain what the roll looks like. What is that?
So it's doubled. It's 6 foot wide, but it's really 12 foot, and then you buy it by the running foot.
Okay.
I believe.
Why is it really 12 foot?
Because it's folded.
Oh, okay. Okay, and then the packages
are 10 by 12.
Are 10 by 12?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, we haven't mentioned porterweed. Porterweed is kind of taking it on the chin now, I think.
I think the last freeze did it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Porterweed is a subtropical. So.
Yeah, and it's subtropical. It's not like Esperanza where it freezes back and the roots come back. Usually that's done for. Now, the tropical milkweed actually comes back, but the porterweed never had it come back. And it's difficult to keep it alive, even if you could put it in the greenhouse, unless you got a really flexible temperature situation.
Okay. And I didn't know this, and maybe a listener can call in if we don't know the answer to this. 210-308-8867. Are orchids part of the Lunar New Year or something, as like an Asian New Year type thing? No? Why are you looking at me funny?
I do not know. I know this is the year of the snake.
Okay.
Which is not a real elegant thing.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's a plant associated with the year of the snake.
Okay.
There should be.
I'm more interested in how does he know that it's the year of the snake?
Oh, I don't know either.
It's on a fortune cookie?
It says...
Well, I was also
No,
told,
it is in the paper, too.
Ooh, especially the Phalaenopsis. Okay. So we need to do some research on it. Will you do some research on this?
Well, Phalaenopsis, absolutely.
Okay.
Is it blooming in the greenhouse?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's why. You could get some here and then go and get it in your kitchen window, and the thing will grow there and bloom for years.
Okay, so I'm reading from Google. Yes, it says orchids are a popular flower during Lunar New Year because they are associated with fertility and good fortune. They are popular, especially the Phalaenopsis variety. They are believed to bring good fortune, happiness, vitality, and longevity.
Tell me.
Is there a color that's better than others? I'm thinking the red.
Because that's Asian. This is super interesting. Okay. If you didn't call in, you call us if you know about all this. Red Chinese lanterns. Let's see. Oh, these are other decorations too for the lunar. I thought it had to do with the plants. Sorry.
There's a plant with that name.
Is there really a plant by that name? Okay. You get those red Chinese lanterns, drive away bad luck.
Why do they? I can't understand why Phalaenopsis orchids represent fertility.
I don't know.
You,
Someone needs
Mark,
to
you
call
got
us.
an idea?
Other than the fact that they bloom quite often.
But they don't, no seeds or anything.
Right, they don't have any seeds.
Well, we can't get the other one.
They're not a great pollinator.
Yeah.
I mean, they're beautiful plants and very easy to grow. Wonderful.
Other flowers that are popular, poor Trace is going to get upset, during the Lunar New Year include peonies, which I don't guess we have.
No, we can't grow.
We can't grow, which symbolize
Don't ask.
prosperity, wealth, beauty, and charm. Okay. So if you want to celebrate the Lunar New Year with a Phalaenopsis orchid, you can come to Milberger's. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
I'm just thinking that red is a traditional color of wealth and happiness. So that the redder, I don't even know.
Phalaenopsis is not famous for red flowers.
So I would have
no,
thought
that's
white.
It's
For purity or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
white is what I have at the house. And
All right.
Lots of pinks.
Google is,
Pinks, maybe,
Google is
maybe.
scary. What colors of orchids are used in the Lunar New Year celebrations? Everybody ready?
yeah,
Y'all haven't gotten bored with this yet?
no.
Yellow symbolizes something, especially same thing it symbolizes with roses. Do you know what that is?
Friendship.
Yes, thank you. White symbolizes purity. Very good. Listen to you.
Didn't I already say that?
Yeah, no, he already said it, but yeah,
Oh, okay.
But
it's
Milton
much like
doesn't-
roses.
I was Googling. I missed that. Pink symbolizes femininity. Red
Yeah.
symbolizes, it sounds like roses, passion and romantic love.
Oh, okay.
And green symbolizes blessings, good fortune, good health, longevity, and nature.
Are there green orchids?
I don't know. Are there green orchids?
We've had some that were not Phalaenopsis, but we've
Yeah.
had some that were like a pea green.
Yeah, the purple one. Is there any
Oh, yeah.
purple?
All right. See if
There's some orchids, but I don't think Phalaenopsis.
Oh.
Tell me if Google has us right. I'm scared to correct Google. I don't know what'll happen to me. Place orchids in a corner with indirect light and good ventilation.
Okay.
So far, okay?
Yeah, well,
Indirect, but bright still.
Okay. Avoid overwatering. That's all it says.
yeah. We had best luck with exposure to a south-facing window, but not in the
Not
direct
direct.
sunlight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
And for years it bloomed 3 or 4 months every year.
I would pull them away from the window for this freeze.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good point. Actually, if you've been doing,
In fact, any plant next to a window that's not used to or not supposed to be in the cold ought to be backed away.
oh, good point. Wow, and actually, we have some that are kind of it faces a south window, but yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break. JJ, hang on the line a second. You're up next. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. More of Milberger's Gardening South Texas coming up on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 210-308-8867. JJ's on the line, and I think JJ's got a good idea. I'm hoping we're right, JJ. What's going on?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. What you up to?
Yeah, I just wanted to know, has anybody ever, like A&M, maybe tested leaves to see if that's a good insulator as far as...
Leaves?
Yeah.
Leaves.
Yeah,
Oh, they're great. Yeah.
No, well, officially test no, because it's the combination of leaves and air. Air's a good thermal blanket.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so it's the combination of the two. So there may have been something.
Have you found... Sorry, Mark, go ahead.
No, I said there may have been some tests. I don't know of any.
What- have
But
you-
they in practical terms, the leaves seem to be a good insulator.
Yeah. Have you done that before, JJ?
well, that's what I normally do. I normally maybe put like a wired... with chicken wire around the trunk and put leaves or I put say I cut my bougainvillea all the way to the ground, put leaves over it, and put a pot over it. And it seems to be doing okay. And they live every year, but.
No, that's great to know. And I have lots of leaves too. So I mean, I could actually, if I had something, do you put them about a foot up, like Mark was talking about?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, the more you can get more of that air that Mark talked about, you can incorporate in there, the better.
Fluffy is better.
Fluffy is better.
Yeah.
Okay.
And is it true that if once your plant gets wet, that's what kills when it freezes, it kills it?
I don't know, not necessarily.
No, the laws of thermodynamics. You can exchange heat with a little bit of water, but it's not going to kill it.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's what some YouTuber said.
Hey,
It loses its. It's hard to keep that air in there. If you got it awful wet.
Yeah. Well, the leaves, yeah, but even on the trunk or something like that, nah. Yeah,
okay.
But that's why I said you want fluffy. You don't want to wet down the leaves. You want fluffy leaves.
Now, if it gets snowy or rainy, the leaves are going to get wet.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have to worry about that if they freeze? No.
The snow would be better.
The snow would be better because that's an insulator, right?
Right.
No? Okay.
Right.
But if it rains and his leaves get wet on his bougainvillea, and if they freeze, is that an issue?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But it's a question of with severity and the temperatures and all kinds of issues.
As a general rule, plants here and further north, they learn how to make certain chemicals within their cells.
Okay.
That is their natural antifreeze. Plants like a bougainvillea, they never had to learn how to make those chemicals. So it's a matter of trying to keep those twigs warm. Now, are you going to lose bougainvilleas anytime naturally during the year? Yes.
Okay. But do you keep yours? Would you cover them with the leaves? Are you able to keep them going through the winter, JJ?
Yeah, normally I do. I just wanted to make sure I was doing the right thing because maybe I didn't have to. See, I cut mine all the way down, and I was wondering, is that okay to do that to a lantana or a bougainvillea to cover it all the way down and then just cover it with something like a blanket or something?
That's the way I would do it.
You really don't need to do cover lantanas because rarely do they get damaged in the roots. But if you're trying to maintain, there's no real advantage of maintaining stems.
Yeah.
Because they grow so fast, and you got better blooms if you have new stems, and so. Yeah.
So on the bougainvillea, I don't know about cutting it all the way down the ground. Maybe I'd shape it into a little ball or something like that to enhance any kind of new growth coming out. But yeah, that's what I would do: cut them and cover them.
But lantana is not the same.
Yeah.
How long does it take for? Because I read that when you cut a plant, it starts making blooms, and those blooms are what die because they're still not yet old enough to stand for themselves. Is that correct?
What is it?
Well, pruning. Pruning encourages, it encourages hormones to be distributed and new growth. However, at this time of year, that's not going to enhance or encourage new growth. Not if you cut at this time of year, no.
So they won't grow until after the freeze?
Well, after the light at night changes. Oh, I'm sorry. Day length changes,
right,
and the temperature increases for bougainvilleas.
Okay, all right.
So That is, yes. Pruning is an inducement to encourage growth. However, not at this time of year.
Thanks, JJ. Hope we helped you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks
All
for
right,
calling,
bye-bye.
man. Great idea, though. All right, James is on the line at 210-308-8867. What's going on, James?
Hey, I thought of another one real quick. Well, first, thanks for taking my call. I'm watering everything really deeply the past couple of days, but my hardy hibiscus that's grown in the container for a few years now finally took the last freeze we had. There's 23. So the top is pretty much died back. Should I cut it down since it's in the container now, or wait till it warms up in the spring? Take all the top growth off.
What kind of hibiscus is it?
Hardy?
It's a hardy perennial hibiscus.
I think it's a mallow type hibiscus is what I'm thinking.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I would wait as long as you can. There's a list of things, there are reasons you wait. Part of it is that there's some kind of there's a insulation. You know, if you got stems and leaves, even if they're burnt leaves up there, that helps protect the rest of the stems. And then the other thing is, if you got in terms of your wildlife, birds and things, that there's advantages to leaving the plants and leaving the dead branches in place, and for at least until February or March.
Okay, that answers the question. So wait till maybe the 1st of March into February to cut it to the ground, basically. Okay,
that'd be good.
Second, okay, I'm on board with that. So, secondly, I drug my Meyer lemon, my purslane that Grace loves, and my my firebush back into the workshop this morning. Watered them real good first. So, this is my deal. In my workshop, past 2 years, I've used propane, well ventilated, because I had dogs in there, and little space heaters just wasn't warm enough. Now I no longer have the animals. So just thinking about the plants, I've got oil lamp heaters and that fan forced, or whatever you call it, space. Is one better than the other for the plant?
I'm having trouble hearing the echo.
You're breaking up a little bit, James. So ask it one more time. Between two space heaters, which is one better than the other? But describe the space heaters again.
Okay, oil lamp, like a passive space heater. I have several of those. And then I have the type that blows the air.
Type that blows the air as a fan.
Yeah.
Do you think either one of them is... So is it better to have heat without the air blowing, or is it better to have the blowing heat?
There
Does
you
that
go,
help,
Milton.
James? Thank you.
Yes, that's it.
Calvin's thinking.
Well, it's a whole bunch of conditions there. What kind of insulation you got? What kind of air movement? Cold air movement.
The plants. What type of plants?
Yeah.
You have?
Some plants won't be phased by whatever.
Yeah. As a general rule, Milton, I like my general rules. Rules of thumb.
Rules of thumb.
I think the heater without the blowing of it. So the warm blowing air on a plant with leaves, I think, would be more detrimental than just heat.
Might dry them out too much. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I would think that's what it would be. I would lean toward that direction. What do you think, Calvin? That the blowing of the wind would be more detrimental than just a heat source?
I don't know. My gut feeling is it would be the opposite.
Okay.
Oh, really?
All right.
Okay, why?
Well, it's just more efficient. It's hard. Have you ever tried to heat a building with a furnace that just only produces the heat? When you got your fan going, it distributes the heat all over.
No, that I would definitely agree.
Can he just but it sounds like he'd be safe if he just doesn't have the air hit the plants?
Yeah. So if it wasn't hitting the plants, you actually reduce the amount of energy because it's being more efficiently moved throughout the room. So whereas you may require more BTUs from the oil heaters. So
Okay,
anyway, so you got two schools of thought. You can choose which one you want.
But I think Mark made a good point there, too. It depends on the plant, the kind of plants, and all these other conditions that are involved, the insulation, and the degree of cold. So I would do the easiest
one, but make sure there's no air blowing on the plants.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, either one would be easy. Just plugging them in.
Calvin's grimacing me again.
I'm not sure that the air on the plants is always a problem.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna put the oil heater next to the Meyer lemon tree, and I'm gonna put the other fan heater across the room, if you will. That might work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, James, did you hear last Sunday's show? What you inspired me to do?
I was probably watching football. Sorry.
Well, this is Chili Pekin James, right?
Yes, it is. In fact, I just picked about 20 or 30 orange ones. They weren't red yet, and it's still alive. It made it through 23 degrees. The heat lamp and the bait. I'm going to do the same thing here this afternoon.
So you inspired me in what I did, and we'll get a review from the guys. I took the pekins. I cheated a little bit. You just dried them out on a windowsill. I actually used an oven to dry them out. And then in a blender, I put that, garlic, and some other stuff in there. And I made a salsa out of it.
It was great.
Yeah.
Except Trace thought it would be more...
Trace wanted more heat.
Potent. He wanted to...
And I had my head on the table. It was a little potent for me. So,
look for on the internet. Look for recipes, and it comes out really good. It was kind of watery. It only made like 4 tablespoons of.
Yeah,
but it was good.
I use a mortar and a pistol. That granite type, and I add a little bit of kosher salt. I make salt.
Yeah,
just a pinch. It works good.
I got to get a mortar and a pistol. Pestle.
There you go.
The pestle with the pistol is something.
Not a 22 caliber, Milton.
No, I was going. All right, Peppers. Start salsa-ing.
All right.
Okay, cool. So you make a paste.
When I want to eat it with chips, that's how I'll do it. Add a little bit of water, not much. A little bit of kosher salt and just peppers, and crush it up with the mortar and a pistol.
Okay, get a little garlic. Crush some garlic in there, too.
Yeah, garlic salt. Not garlic salt. Garlic powder, too. That'll work.
Yeah. Okay. I think that, let's see. Was that it for my, so I'll have to, if you ever come by, I'll have to, I can't bring this. I think this stuff, how long will it last, do you think? Like maybe a week in the fridge?
Just a few days.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's probably gone.
Yeah.
All right.
All righty. It's good stuff.
Thanks, man. Thanks for encouraging me. All right.
Thanks.
All right, bye-bye. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. We're going to take the opportunity to take a quick break and come back in a moment with more of Milberger's Gardening South Texas. Call us and tell us what's going on. What do you want to cover and all that good stuff. Back in a moment on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. What else is going on in the gardening world? Really the cold is the big...
Well, it's time to plant potatoes.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Coming up.
Yep, trench. A nice trench works well if you can... I've said 18 inches, but most raised bed gardens don't have 18 inches. So what you can do is you just mound it over the top. So if you can get down there a foot.
Oh, then you mound it 6 inches over.
Yeah. But even 12 inches is plenty. It'll get some good fruit. I always have a tendency to have my plants too close together, and then it's hard to harvest without chopping some of your potatoes up, which is a real shame. But
how far apart do you put the plants?
I try to have them at least 2 foot apart.
Okay.
Yeah. And,
I was going to say 2.5, so 30 inches.
Yeah. And then if you can, then you start harvesting the plants that are the most mature. When they start to bloom, then you can harvest the first new potatoes, and you don't want to let when the leaves and the stems brown, you don't want to leave them in place in the soil too long. If the soil's not wet, they do fine, but if it gets soggy, you'll lose the potatoes.
Now, Trace will probably have some seed tomatoes here, but what ones do you like, Calvin?
I like Pontiac.
Yeah. Pontiac or Kennebec.
Kennebec was good. I haven't had great luck with the white potatoes.
No.
But they're kind of fun to grow. They're relatively easy to grow once you dig the trench.
Yeah. Those big. What are those from Idaho called?
Russet?
Russet, yeah.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
you can grow russets? Okay.
Well, the red ones seem to work really well.
Yeah, that's what I said. Pontiac Reds. That's a good one.
And then I always have a little tendency to get more seed potatoes than I actually need. You want if you have a potato that's got about four growths on it, and you can cut it in half and get two.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Two seeds there, or
I was going to say 2 eyes per seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get a 4, one with 4, and cut it in half. That's a good idea.
And then you actually plant it. You can let it dry out a little bit.
I was going to say, do you let it callus over?
2 days at the most, but or some people do it even more. And then you don't fill in the soil until the plants grow up.
Oh, really?
You put a minimum amount of soil, to like 3 inches on the seed potatoes, and then they pretty quickly sprout and come through, and then you put more soil and you mound it up, and then the production. I'm trying to think of about. Let's see, it's July 1st about. That's a good one. Yeah, let's see. The onions are about June 1st.
Right.
And actually, you might get them a little earlier, the potatoes. But.
How are your onions doing? Do you have onions?
I don't have onions.
You didn't do onions this year? Okay. Did you do onions?
No, I didn't do onions.
No, I didn't either. I did a couple. I don't see them.
It was just weird, the whole holiday season.
Oh.
I don't know, it was too short or something. So I was totally involved with that. So, yeah, a lot of gardening things went to the side.
Well, I finally was a little more disciplined, and I have a tendency in the past years to plant more than I can take care of. And this year I just concentrated on some tomatoes and some blooms, cut flowers, and that made it a lot easier.
Milton?
What's that?
What's this discipline he's talking about? I don't know that word.
I don't know. This is new to me, but
now I have those. Now I have two big piles of soil out there waiting to be
used or spread. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
That'll be neat. Yeah. This will be different. Everybody's with the cold and the snow and the soil made me think of that because I had to keep finding soil to put the whoppers in. I had to keep potting down and stuff.
Isn't that amazing how the soil you either have too much or too little. Never.
Yeah, no, that's the case. It's like for the longest time, we have too much, and now it's like, I got one bag. I don't have one bag.
But I have come to appreciate bagged soil a little more.
Yes, I had to.
Because when you compare the price, it's not that much different. But it is also usually much easier to use the bag soil. You can limit, moving a pile of soil by shovel compared to moving the bags. The bags are usually easier, especially when you're only putting half an inch for on your lawn or putting another 2 inches on your cut flower garden or something. That the bags are relatively easy, and the soil in the bags works really well. Always surprises me. Well, it doesn't always, but in terms of the modern bags of soil, they've got a lot more information on there, and they seem to be more fertile, and they have the mix of materials is easier to use.
So that it's really important to read that label, because a lot of times they'll say, planting soil. Well, there's no soil in it. It's a mixture of organic materials. But it is good to read what organic materials are in there.
Okay.
And if they have soil, they're great.
I always
is that like potting soil, you mean, if I see that?
If you see potting soil, it's really probably not soil.
If I see the bag or the label emphasizes sawdust, or I don't care for it.
No.
Oh, okay.
So rule of thumb, sawdust and shavings and things like that, they are high in carbon as opposed to
texture,
nitrogen.
But
what is that?
And so there's going to be a nitrogen deficiency in those.
Oh, because
so you'll have to add.
It robs it from the soil to decompose it. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Huh.
He's getting to talk just like a gardener, isn't he?
Huh? With Milton?
I've learned a few things.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so I gotta go home and water the plants.
Water the plants well.
Okay.
Watering 48 to 72 hours ahead of time is much better than the night before.
I thought about it yesterday, and then I just forgot.
Even better is what Calvin talks about well-maintained and well-maintained landscape is always going to be more cold resilient.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have a normal schedule, follow that schedule, and your plants seem to prosper.
I don't think we noticed, even after the big freeze, did we notice anything with lawns and dying down or St. Augustine?
Well, the lawns?
Yeah.
Well, if you remember, we had some snow associated with that.
Oh, that's right.
So when it warmed up, there was a little bit more green in the grasses, but it did require to get warmed up and.
It's right, because it melted into the...
it melted into the soil.
Oh, that's true.
A lot of folks, a lot of gardeners are appreciating the winter weeds, because they're green and you can mow them.
As soon as I said green, I wanted to go, the rescue grass and the poa and the forbs that inhabit our soil.
And it's a lot of the St. Augustine has kind of gone dormant, or semi-dormant at least. And Bermuda, the same.
Yeah. But the winter grasses, sustainable winter.
Sustainable grass.
It looks very nice.
Sustainable lawn, I'm sorry. That's our new catchphrase.
Except where the cats have been, but otherwise it looks very nice. Okay.
Why is that?
Because the cats like to roll on their back in the soil, so there's all these there's these little patches of nothing but soil.
Okay.
Yeah. Are your wildflowers coming up or doing anything? Mine aren't.
No, not yet.
Okay, good.
Not yet.
Probably for another.
Some more blue bonnets in the ground. They don't look great. They look like they're just tired. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's normal this time of the year.
Yeah.
That's why it was a good time for you to put them in the ground.
Okay.
When you did, that was a good time. So they got a little established, and then they could go take a nap.
Uh-oh. We're going to go to Chalmette Bert at 210-308-8867. What's going on, Bert?
Oh, just getting ready. I mean, all my plants are in already. But I wanted to know, basically, the natives around here, the native plants are pretty more tolerant to this, what's going on, or what is about to happen. Am I correct?
Correct.
Yep.
All right. And what about succulents? Are there any succulents that would survive out there? Mine are all inside.
Succulents,
most of them.
Cactus?
Yeah.
Tornado
that's what I
cactus? Prickly
That's what I was
pears?
thinking.
And,
What kind do you
Yeah,
have? What
like-
kind of...
The regular little succulents, like aloe vera, I bring them in because aloe freezes. I thought they wouldn't, but they do.
No, you are actually correct. Aloe aloe vera and associated plants are the ones that freeze. So, bulbine doesn't like it.
Great. The only thing I noticed that really does survive also, I don't know if it's native, are green onions and a lot of onion plants. And even, I guess it's something, the viscous cellular liquids that they have a natural antifreeze in them.
Correct.
Okay, that's like a propylene glycol. Is that, am I hitting the name correctly?
Yeah, I don't know the first part, but it is, somewhat akin to glycol. Glycol's kind of poisonous, but it is akin to the glycol.
Right, that's what I figured, because it's like, that's why they're slimy. I figured that's what it was. It's kind of like diesel oil.
you're making onions sound terrible if they're diesel.
Yeah, but
no,
you were right.
Go ahead.
The aloe vera is temperature sensitive.
Yes, I noticed all the decorative succulents those come in.
Is that considered a native? Aloe vera?
No.
No.
Well, down to
That's
Curacao, Aruba, that area.
What's the one? Spanish bayonet survived the cold because I've seen them in the desert.
Desert here, Trans-Pecos, like Big Bend. Yeah, not a problem.
All righty. Well, I got some questions for you later. Is it Mark?
That's my name.
Yeah.
Mark A. Peterson.
Well, I'll call back tomorrow. I got some questions on trees and drip lines and such like
good.
that.
All right.
Yeah, good.
We'll give us a call early. We'll get you on in, and we'll answer all your questions.
Yes, well, I'm definitely staying in tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. It's probably a good idea.
Are you guys going to broadcast from a shelter?
I think
no,
so.
Milton won't let us.
No, Milton would be happy to have you do it. Calvin won't let us. No, you people, I'm from Minnesota. We used to broadcast radio in -9 degrees. Yeah.
They'll drop plastic in front of the
We used to
porch
walk back and forth to the station uphill in the 10 feet of snow. And
uphill both ways.
Both ways, yeah.
You're talking to somebody that was stationed in upstate New York for 3 years at Fort Drum, so I know what -40 degrees is.
Okay.
Ooh, beautiful.
I do not.
Yes.
I grew up in New Orleans, so I got no idea what -40 is.
And that's what they did to us, and I'm from New Orleans. Well, I'm from Chalmette area, but we got stationed up at Fort Drum, and the first thing they did was they took all the guys that were from below the Mason-Dixon line and made us snowplow drivers.
That's cruel.
It was fun learning.
Yeah, I bet. Well, thank you, Bert. Hey, we'll talk to you tomorrow, man.
Y'all take care.
Bye, Bert.
Alrighty,
Bye-bye.
All right, we're going to begin to wrap up for today. Fun show. Lots of good questions. Stay warm. Any other things real quick, guys? Or no?
No, just that tomorrow is going to be the first cold one.
Yep.
To know will know. One pride.
Okay.
That's Detroit's line.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah. Well, Mark will either be happy tomorrow. Mark's going to be happy tomorrow. We're just going to say it with his kielbasa and his victory. All right, back tomorrow. Thanks to Al doing a great job. Thanks to you for listening. I'm Milton Glueck. See you tomorrow on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.